All right, hi guys. So we were doing area cost problems on Thursday, and we ran into some trouble with unit conversion. So made an assignment here for Monday on unit conversions. We want to do unit converting with area and volumes. So they have some notes here that you can read through, but I'm going to go ahead and do some examples. So we have problems A to I believe G, A through H, and then problems 1 through 12. Let's try, we're going to try 5 of them, and then you guys will have the rest to do on your own. Okay, so we're trying to convert inches, 4,000 inches into feet. So we're going to start with what they're giving us. They're giving us 4,000 inches. Okay, and then we do our stoichiometry, right? So if you had chemistry or physics, this is how they did it. How many inches are in a foot? There are 12 inches in 1 foot. The reason we put the inches on the bottom is because we're trying to cancel them out. And when you divide, they'll cancel out. So we want the 12 inches on the bottom. And then we know 12 inches is 1 foot. So this number here is really 1, right? You can multiply anything by 1. And 1 foot divided by 12 inches is just going to be 1. They cancel each other out. All right, so then you multiply across. So 4,000 times 1 is 1. And then you have 4,000 divided by 12. So if we put that in our calculator, we have 4,000 times 1 divided by 12. That's going to give us 333.333 repeating. Whoops. So we'll say 333.33. And then again, the inches cancel here, so you're left with feet. Right? So 333.33 feet is going to be 4,000 inches. All right, and if you don't know how many inches are in a foot, we have a conversion chart up here. So here are your inches right here. 1 foot is 12 inches. All right, the next one I want to try is D. Okay, you have 146,000 centimeters, so that's what we're starting with. 146,000 centimeters. Okay, this one you're going to have to do 2 different steps because if you know it, you can do it in 1 step, but if you don't know it, we got to do it in a couple different steps, right? So if you look at our metric conversions here, I'm not even sure. Nope, they got them here. Nope, standard. So they want you to know your metric ones, which you should. All right, so those aren't on the list though. But we know how many, let's just go to meters first. So how many centimeters are in a meter? There's 100 centimeters in a meter. All right, so we want centimeters on the bottom because we want to cancel out the centimeters. So 1 meter has 100 centimeters. Okay, and we want to go to kilometers. So now we're going to need kilometers in the top and meters in the bottom. That way our meters will cancel out. Well, there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, right? Kilo means 1,000. So there's 1,000 meters in there. And now we can multiply across and divide by whatever's on the bottom. So we start with 146,000 right, times 1 divided by 100, right, times 1 divided by 1,000, and we get 1.46 kilometers. Right? 1.46 kilometers. Right, the meters cancel out and the centimeters cancel out, and we're left with 1.46 kilometers. Right, and 100 times 1,000 is going to be 100,000. So you have 5 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we didn't even need to put it in the calculator. We should have known we were going left 5 decimal places. Okay, next one I want to look at is F. So we have 18 feet squared. And we want to go to yards squared. Okay. We know there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So there's our conversion. Feet's on the bottom because that's what we're trying to cancel out. But if we notice, we have feet squared here. Here we only have feet, 1 yard and a foot. So if we cancel out a foot, we're only canceling out the square. We still have another foot left. So we need to do this twice. So we need to do 1 yard by another 3 feet. Okay. That way, both these feet get canceled, and we end up with yards squared. So 18 times 1, right? And just put it in the calculator to be sure. 18 times 1, right? Divided by 3 times 1 divided by 3, and we end up with 2. And what do we have left here? We have yard times yard, which is going to be yard squared. Okay. So 18 feet squared is going to be 2 yards squared. And that makes sense because if you think of 18 square feet, right, there are 3, every foot has 3 yards. Right, so if we imagine 18 square feet in here, right, every yard, 1 yard by 1 yard, oops, right, is the same as 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 feet by 3 feet, so that means in 1 square yard, 1 yard squared, there's going to be 9 feet squared. All right, and we could have done that instead here. We could have done 18 feet squared, and then we could have just gone straight there and said that 9 feet squared is 1 yard squared. All right, and that's going to get you 18 divided by 9 is going to be 2, and what's left is yards squared. So either way, you're going to get there. All right, next one I want to do is G. So 100 or 1 million millimeters squared, an area of 1 million millimeters squared. Okay, millimeters squared, and we want to go to kilometers squared. Okay, so we know there's 1,000 millimeters in every meter. And since it's millimeters squared, we have to do it twice. So 1 meter, 1,000 millimeters. Okay. So the millimeters would cancel with the millimeters squared. That leaves us meters times meters, meters squared. Okay, but we want kilometers, so we need to go to kilometers. So there's 1,000 meters in every kilometer. But again, we have to do that twice because we want to cancel out both meters. There's one set, and here's the other. And then you're left with kilometers times kilometers, which is kilometers squared. So if we do 1 million, and again, we're really going to move the decimal 12 places, so it's going to be 0.001. But if we want to put it in our calculators, we start with 1 million. Okay, divide or times 1, divide by 1,000. Right, times 1, divide by 1,000. Right, times 1, divide by 1,000. Times 1, divide by 1,000. Right, and we're left with 0.0000001 kilometers. Right, so we're moving to the left 3, 6, 9, 12. So it's really like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which gives us 0.000001 kilometers. Okay, and then H here is the last one I want to do. So here we're going from feet cubed to yards cubed, so this is volume. So here you would have 18 feet cubed. We want to go to yards. So in this one, again, it's feet cubed, so we have to do it 3 times. We need to cancel out all 3 of those feet. So there are 3 feet in a yard, so we can do 3 feet in 1 yard. Right, but that's only going to cancel out one of those 3 feet, so we have to do it again. So 3 feet in 1 yard. And again, now we've only canceled 2 of them, so we got to do it a 3rd time in this one because it's volume. And then so we have 1 yard is 3 feet. So now the 3 feet here will cancel out the feet cubed, and you're going to be left with yards cubed. So 18 times 1 divided by 3 times 1 divided by 3 times 1 divided by 3, you're going to end up with 2/3, right? 18 over 27, you're going to end up with 0.67. We'll just do that. And that's yards cubed. Okay. Again, you could, since it was, you knew 3 feet in a yard, you could have just done this all together in one step. So you could have said 18 feet cubed. And since it's 3 by 3 by 3, you know there's 27 feet cubed in 1 yard cubed. And then you could have canceled out the feet cubed, and 18 divided by 27 is going to give us 0.067 yards cubed. So either way is good. Okay, so you need to fill in the rest of those on A through H and do numbers 1 through 12. And again, I will be online from 8:15 to 11:15. And you can text me on reminder, email me if you have any questions. If you don't want to join the Zoom meeting.